Good morning. Before we start singing, if there are any children K through 5 who would like to be participating in the Children's Chapel, that's starting right now, and you are welcome to go to the Jackson Chapel and join with that. You are also welcome to stay here, but the Children's Chapel is starting right now. If you would, please rise in body or spirit for our opening hymn. It's in the teal hymnal, number 1012, When I Am Frightened. So if you would join your voices with our song leader today, Leah Tame. That's number 1012.
Good morning. Good morning and welcome to the First Unitarian Universalist Congregation of Ann Arbor. Whether you are here with us in person in the sanctuary, live streaming from home, or watching at a later time, we are so glad to have each of you with us. I am Barbara Lynn, a member of the Lay Worship Leaders Program, and I am delighted to introduce those who will be leading our service today. Reverend Theresa Rohlck, Minister of Pastoral Care. Stella Anderson, Director of Spiritual Growth and Development. Allison Halerz, Pianist-in-Residence. Mike Halerz, Technology Consultant. And Leah Tame, Song Leader. Reese Havlatka, Joe Libben, and I are this morning's readers, and Ruth Moore will be making a special presentation. I'd like to extend an especially warm and open-hearted welcome to any newcomers who may be with us. Thank you for your presence as you explore whether this community might make a good home for you. If you are here with us in person, I invite you to our newcomer welcome, held in the Redmond Room right after the service. and that is the second door to your left as you leave the sanctuary. There you will find friendly volunteers and staff waiting to enter into dialogue with you about our faith and this community. If you are a newcomer live streaming with us, we hope you will introduce yourself in the chat so fellow live streamers can offer you a personal greeting. Newcomers can also learn more about us on our website at UUAA.org. And should you wish, you can help us learn more about you by filling out our newcomer survey found on that site. I have a few items of general interest to bring to your attention. There will be a Board of Trustees listening session today from 1:30 to 3 p.m. via Zoom. Here is a chance for you to engage with our trustees, ask questions, and learn more about the issues facing us. You'll find the link to register on our website. Again, that's UUAA.org. Friday Fun Night revelers will be celebrating the holidays of the season this coming Friday, the 16th. That's from 6 to 9 p.m. in the social hall. And next week, on Sunday the 18th, our multi-generational services will mark and honor the winter solstice. After the second service, right here in the sanctuary, we will throw a Christmas party, complete with decorating, caroling, and a visit from Santa. Happy holidays, people. I have been a member of this vibrant faith community for almost 30 years. Here I have found spiritual nourishment, hope in dark times, my people. In becoming my home, this congregation altered my life path in ways I could not have envisioned all those years ago. And in speaking these words this morning, I feel I have come full circle. All this time, it turns out, I have been waiting to usher you in. Wherever you find yourself on life's journey, be your path sure and well-trodden, or dimly lit and uncertain, our hands reach out to you. Whether you come in search or in doubt, your heart filled with song or laden with sorrow, we draw you into our circle. You belong here. I invite you into a place of centering and grounding as we move more deeply into our time together. Come, our doors are wide open, and we are gathered for worship.
Good morning. We have many liturgical traditions in Unitarian Universalism, and some that are even specific to our congregation. The call to worship, the time for all ages, and the offering, to name just a few. On any given Sunday, these may appear in a different order, or they may not even be present at all. And as you will soon see, today's service is mixing things up even more than usual. But one ritual remains steadfast: the lighting of our chalice. I'd like to invite Leah to come and help us with this beautiful ritual. Even though we light our chalice every week, I never fail to be struck by the wonder and beauty of this shared practice. It reminds us that we are not alone, that there are Unitarian Universalists all over the world lighting chalices and holding us in their hearts as we hold them in ours. For our members and friends and guests joining us remotely, I invite you to light a chalice of your own and share your location in the chat with us, or just write "chalice lit," that we may be together, if not in body, then in spirit. Together, let us say, "We light this chalice for the light of truth. We light this chalice for the warmth of love. We light this chalice for the energy of action. We light this chalice for the harmony of peace." Thank you, Leah. Let us also join together to recite the words of our covenant. As you use, we are encouraged to embark on our own spiritual, personal journeys, to build our own theologies. but we are bound together by our commitment to each other and to the sources and principles that have guided our faith tradition through the changing landscape of time and history. And so, whether you are joining us for the first time or whether you know these words by heart, please join me as we say together, "The spirit of this church is love, and service is its law. This is our covenant with each other, to dwell together in peace, to search for truth in love, and to help one another." 3 years ago, this congregation engaged in deep conversations about our vision for UUAA's role in building a better world for our children and grandchildren. We found we wanted to build a strong community that would be more welcoming to all kinds of religious seekers, a community that would work together to reduce racism, oppression, and the many injustices caused by the worsening climate crisis. Most of our UUAA groups dove in and began aligning their work with our vision goals. Today, Ruth Moore from the Climate Action Climate Justice Leadership Team is with us to celebrate some of our important climate work.
Good morning. My name is Ruth Moore, and I serve this congregation as a member of the Climate Action Climate Justice Leadership Team. As we've explored ways to work on UUA's Vision 2050, climate-related vision goals specifically, we've been delighted to realize that we could expand our horizons and our impact by collaborating with other UU groups, other congregations, and other community groups. Today, I'm also representing a group called Climate Hero Stories. The group includes UUAA and 7 other Ann Arbor congregations. So, what did you talk about at your Thanksgiving gathering table? The weather, maybe? But climate change, did it come up? A recent survey of local area showed that 56% of people in Washtenaw County never talk about climate change. Now, if they're not talking about climate change, how can they think about doing anything to address climate change? The climate group at Ann Arbor's Temple Beth Emmet decided to do something about this and considered how people look to others who are similar to themselves for cues on how they should behave. They gathered other congregations, including ours, and created a process to identify and celebrate a local climate hero each month to serve as an inspirational role model to their own congregation and to the Ann Arbor community. I'm delighted to say that the climate hero for December is our own Ed Lynn. And I have a certificate to give to him for this. Ed is clearly a climate hero within UUAA, as he has overseen solar energy projects, has been shepherding a plan that addresses the issues identified in an energy audit, and so very many, many other ways. Outside of UUAA, Ed and Barbara also live their green values. Their home in Carytown has a geothermal heating cooling system, and they walk rather than drive to do most of their shopping. There's more about the Climate Heroes project on climateherostories.com. It's a great website. Take a look at it. Or come talk to us in the social hall today. I want to say thank you so very much, Ed, for everything that you continue to do for UUAA, and congratulations on the recognition of the many inspiring ways that you live your green UU values in the world. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
As we celebrate the contributions of Ed Lynn and this congregation's work for climate justice, think about the message in the words of our next hymn. It's number 175 in the gray hymnal. We celebrate the web of life. Would you please rise in body or spirit and join in singing hymn 175. Dear ones, last Sunday you may have heard Reverend Manish explain why we are making a second ask in our stewardship campaign, following up on an extended email communication to the community. Between now and December 20th, you will help us determine what the budget for the 2023 year will be able to support in terms of staffing and programming. We don't make these second asks lightly. Many of you have already given, and for that we are very grateful. Many of you have had tough discussions with spouses and families about whether or not you can increase your giving. And some of you have decided that this is the year you will make your first pledge. All of this matters. Every single bit of it matters. We are facing a projected shortfall of about $150,000. Very simply, this means to operate within our expected budget for 2023, cuts will need to be made to staff. As Reverend Manish outlined, this will likely be 1 full-time equivalent, but could be up to 3. It is not easy to say this out loud to a community I hold so dear, but it is the reality of our financial situation right now. UUAA's already minimal staff will experience cuts for the coming year. It's also not easy to make these repeated second asks, but we do out of love and in faith that we can find the means to carry on the work that we as UUs need to do in this world right now. So I ask those of you who have not yet pledged or not yet considered an increase to give it some serious thought very soon. You can go to uuaa.org/revise to give during this period of second ask until December 20. I invite you now to watch with me a video montage, the second in a series you'll see this month, highlighting voices from the community that give us reason to celebrate how the work we do has saved, changed, and inspired lives.
I joined UUAA 7 years ago because I needed more community in my life. What I found was a group of friends that I can relate to, that I can sing with, that I can be happy with and sad with, and I know that they're on my side. So thank you, UUAA.
UUAA was a pathway to community for me and my grandchild and my daughter. And I support it because it supports the main values and beliefs that I hold, and it gives me a way to express that in behavior. So I'm grateful for UUAA.
It really just helps my mother and my brother with their love of singing. It really helps me connect with both of them.
I'm Carrie Ranyans, and I've been a member of the UUAA since 2015. And my husband and I joined about a month after we got married. We had been attending for a while, and we realized, this is a great place for us to be able to explore our own spirituality individually and together. And we knew we wanted to have children, so we wanted to make sure that our children went here and were comfortable here, especially when they go through our whole lives process, to have gone here for a few years so that they're really comfortable. So we purposefully chose this intentional community to help us as we grew as a couple and as a family. And now we're so glad to be able to have gone here for many years now. Part of what the impact of the UU has had on me is that it really encourages action. Our principles encourage action. The community here encourages action, not just thinking about what's going on in the world and the injustices, but taking action to address them. In part because of the support of the community here at the UUAA, I decided to run for public office. And I am now one of the 2 people on the ballot for state representative in November. And it's very likely that I'll win. And I'm very excited to be maybe the only UU possibly in the history of Michigan's state legislature. And I'm planning on being sworn in using our principles as one of the ways I get sworn in. So there's been a big impact on me from being a member of the UUAA, and I look forward to being a member for many more years. Come here.
I have an idea.
Okay, you go. Yep.
You sit in your seat.
Okay, you got it. You got it.
I like coming to the UU because I get to play with lots of friends.
First UU has been a source of both support and community for me. I find it's not just a group of friends that I associate with, although that is part of it, but in times of grieving or any kind of need, any kind of issue, this is the group of people that seem to have my back and come forward and offer me support in the form of words and helping hands and things like that. I continue to give because of my passion for social justice, and this is the place. These are the people who are doing the good work, and so it means a lot to me to be part of this community and be doing this great work.
Thank you, and I want to express gratitude to Mike Halerz for producing these videos and for the commitment to excellence that he brings to every project he is involved in. Each week, we collect an offering once a month to support specific groups in the community, but otherwise to support the programs and ministries of this congregation. In this season of giving, think about the programs and ministries at UUAA that directly or indirectly impact your life, and think about how you can support them. Remember that on any given Sunday, you can find examples of these in the social hall. Today, for example, you can stop by the restorative justice table and sign up to send words of hope and support to someone incarcerated. You can stop by the food justice table and learn about ways to support the local economy through food-themed gifts. Each week, you can visit folks at the Pastoral Care table, at Scrip, or at the Fair Trade coffee and chocolate table, all in the social hall. And you saw the giving tree as you entered the building. Grab a tag off the tree and buy that particular gift for Alpha House in support of someone transitioning out of homelessness. If you are very new to us, just visiting, or still deciding if this might be your spiritual home, know that your gift to us is your presence, and it's okay to let the baskets pass you by. You may drop cash or checks in the basket. You can give online at uuaa.org/giving or by texting UUAA to 73256. I invite the ushers to now come forward as today's offering will be gratefully given and received. As the ushers come forward with the offering, would you please rise in body or spirit and join me with gratitude in your hearts as we dedicate today's offering. Together, let us say, to the work of this congregation, which is weaving a tapestry of love and action, we dedicate our lives and these our offerings. Thank you. You may have a seat. I now invite you into the enchanting story of an unlikely gathering of a boy, a mole, a fox, and a horse, in which we are asked to consider some of life's profound questions. As the story unfolds in a reader's theater format, we will have time to pause and reflect on the questions and wisdom these characters offer.
Hello. You started at the beginning, which is impressive. I usually start in the middle and never read introductions. It's surprising that I've made a book because I'm not good at reading them. The truth is, I need pictures. They're like islands, places to get to in a sea of words. This book is for everyone, whether you are 80 or 8. I feel like I'm both sometimes. I'd like it to be one you can dip into anywhere, anytime. Start in the middle if you like. Scribble on it, crease the corners, and leave it well thumbed. The drawings are mainly of a boy, a mole, a fox, and a horse. I'll tell you a little bit about them, although I'm sure you'll see things here that I don't, so I'll be quick. The boy is lonely when the mole first surfaces. They spend time together gazing into the wild. I think the wild is a little bit like life, frightening sometimes, but beautiful. In their wanderings, they meet the fox. It's never going to be easy meeting a fox if you're a mole. The boy is full of questions. The mole is greedy for cake. The fox is mainly silent and wary because he's been hurt by life. The horse is the biggest thing they have ever encountered, and also the gentlest. They are all different, like us, and each has their own weaknesses. I can see myself in all 4 of them. Perhaps you can too. Their adventures happen in springtime, where one moment snow is falling and sun shines the next, which is also a little bit like life. It can turn on a sixpence. I hope this book encourages you, perhaps, to live courageously with more kindness for yourself and others, and to ask for help when you need it, which is always a brave thing to do. When I was making the book, I often wondered, who on earth am I to be doing this? But as the horse says, the truth is, everyone is winging it. So I say, spread your wings and follow your dreams. This book is one of mine. I hope you enjoy it, and much love to you. Thank you, Charlie. The Boy, the Mole, the Fox, and the Horse by Charlie Mackesy. Act 1. The boy meets the mole and the fox.
Hello.
I'm so small,
Said the mole.
Yes,
Said the boy.
but you make a huge difference.
What do you want to be when you grow up?
Kind.
Said the boy.
What do you think success is?
Asked the boy.
To love.
Said the mole.
Well, hello.
Do you have a favorite saying?
Asked the boy.
Yes.
Said the mole.
What is it?
If at first you don't succeed, have some cake.
I see. Does it work?
Every time. Just a tiny taste. I got you a delicious cake.
Said the mole.
Did you?
Yes,
Oh, where is it?
I ate it.
Said the mole.
Oh.
But I got you another.
Oh, did you? Where's that one?
The same thing seems to have happened.
What do you think is the biggest waste of time?
Comparing yourself to others.
Said the mole.
I wonder if there is a school of unlearning.
Most of the old moles I know wish they had listened less to their fears and more to their dreams.
What is that over there?
It's the wild.
said the mole.
Don't fear it. Imagine how we would be if we were less afraid. I'm not afraid,
said the mole.
If I wasn't caught in this snare, I would kill you,
said the fox.
If you stay in that snare, you will die,
said the mole. So the mole chewed through the wire with his tiny teeth.
One of our greatest freedoms is how we react to things. I've learned how to be in the present.
How?
Asked the boy.
I find a quiet spot and shut my eyes and breathe.
That's good. And then?
Then I focus.
What do you focus on?
Cake.
Said the mole.
Isn't it odd? We can only see our outsides, but nearly everything happens on the inside. Oh, be careful not to fall.
So much beauty we need to look after. Being kind to yourself is one of the greatest kindnesses,
said the mole.
We often wait for kindness, but being kind to yourself can start now,
said the mole.
Often the hardest person to forgive is yourself.
Sometimes I feel lost,
said the boy.
Me too,
said the mole.
but we love you, and love brings you home. I think everyone is just trying to get home,
said the mole.
Dear listeners, let us take a moment in stillness to reflect on the observations and questions the boy and mole ask each other. What is the biggest waste of time? If you went to a school of unlearning, what might you need to unlearn? How have you learned to be in the present?
Act 2. The boy, the mole, and the fox meet the horse.
Hello.
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 Doing nothing with friends is never doing nothing, is it?
Asked the boy.
No.
Said the mole.
You fell, but I've got you. Everyone is a bit scared,
Said the horse.
but we are less scared together. Tears fall for a reason, and they are your strength, not weakness.
What is the bravest thing you've ever said?
Asked the boy.
Help.
Said the horse.
When have you been at your strongest?
Asked the boy.
When I have dared to show my weakness. Asking for help isn't giving up.
Said the horse.
It's refusing to give up.
Sometimes I worry you'll all realize I'm ordinary.
Said the boy.
Love doesn't need you to be extraordinary.
Said the mole.
We all need a reason to keep going.
Said the horse.
What's yours?
You three.
Said the fox.
Getting home.
Said the boy.
Cake.
Said the mole.
I've discovered something better than cake.
No, you haven't.
Said the boy.
I have.
Replied the mole.
What is it?
A hug. It lasts longer.
Nothing beats kindness.
Said the horse.
It sits quietly beyond all things. Sometimes,
Said the horse.
Sometimes what?
Asked the boy.
sometimes just getting up and carrying on is brave and magnificent.
How do they look so together and perfect?
Asked the boy.
There's a lot of frantic paddling going on beneath.
Said the horse.
The greatest illusion,
Said the mole.
is that life should be perfect.
My dog walked over the drawing, clearly trying to make the point.
Is that the moon?
Asked the boy.
It's a teacup stain,
Said the mole.
and where there's tea, there's cake.
Be curious.
Life is difficult, but you are loved.
So, you know all about me?
Asked the boy.
Yes,
Said the horse.
And you still love me?
we love you all the more.
Sometimes I think you believe in me more than I do.
Said the boy.
You'll catch up.
Said the horse.
Dear listeners, let's pause in quiet reflection again. What is a reason for you to keep going? What is something brave and magnificent you have done? In what ways have you learned to let go of perfection?
Act 3, the storm and after the storm.
The fox never really speaks,
Whispered the boy.
No, and it's lovely he is with us,
Said the horse.
To be honest, I often feel like I have nothing interesting to say.
Said the fox.
Being honest is always interesting,
Said the horse.
There's something I haven't told you,
Said the horse.
What's that?
Said the boy.
I can fly. But I stopped because it made other horses jealous.
Well, we love you, whether you can fly or not.
Okay.
Is your glass half empty or half full?
Asked the mole.
I think I'm grateful to have a glass.
Said the boy.
We don't know about tomorrow.
Said the horse.
All we need to know is that we love each other. When the dark clouds come, keep going. When the big things feel out of control, focus on what you love right under your nose. This storm will pass.
after the storm.
We have such a long way to go.
Sighed the boy.
Yes, but look how far we've come,
Said the horse.
Sometimes I want to say, I love you all,
Said the mole.
but I find it difficult.
Do you?
Said the boy.
Yes. So I say something like, I'm glad we're all here.
Okay.
Said the boy.
I'm glad we're all here.
We're so glad you're here too.
What's your best discovery?
Asked the mole.
That I'm enough as I am.
Said the boy.
I've realized why we are here.
Whispered the boy.
For cake?
Asked the mole.
To love.
Said the boy.
and be loved.
Said the horse.
What do we do when our hearts hurt?
Asked the boy.
We wrap them with friendship, shared tears and time, till they wake hopeful and happy again.
Do you have any other advice?
Asked the boy.
Don't measure how valuable you are by the way you are treated.
Said the horse.
Always remember you matter. You're important, you are loved, and you bring to this world things no one else can.
Home isn't always a place, is it? Thank you.
Look how far we've come. Sometimes all you hear about is the hate, but there is more love in this world than you could possibly imagine.
I invite you to remain seated and in the spirit of meditative reflection or prayer as we sing together hymn number 95 in the gray hymnal. There is more love somewhere. Number 95.
There is more love. There is more love somewhere. There is more love somewhere. And I'm gonna keep on till I find it. There is more love somewhere. There is more hope. There is more hope somewhere. There is more hope somewhere. And I'm gonna keep on till I find it. There is more hope somewhere. There is more peace. There is more peace somewhere. There is more peace somewhere. And I'm gonna keep on till I find it. There
there is more joy. There is more joy somewhere. There is more joy somewhere. And I'm gonna keep on till I find it. There is more joy somewhere.
If you would, please rise in body or spirit for the words of our benediction. Dear ones, as we leave each other's company and go into the week ahead, may you hold in your hearts the wisdom of the boy, the mole, the fox, and the horse.
Remember that we often wait for kindness, but being kind to yourself can start now.
Remember that everyone is a bit scared, but we are less scared together.
Remember that when our hearts hurt, we wrap them with friendship, shared tears, and time till they wake hopeful and happy again.
Remember that love doesn't need you to be extraordinary.
Remember that we are here to love and to be loved. And as the mole reminds us, we are also here for cake. Won't you join us in the social hall for some cake?
Go in peace, go in love, knowing deep into your bones that you matter. You are important, you are loved, and you bring to this world things no one else can. Amen.
And may it be so.